Once again, good morning to you all. I would like to remind you that we at the Negative are firmly opposed to the idea of condoms being made available at public secondary schools. With that in mind, I would like to bring up some contentions about the affirmative's plans to put condoms in public schools. First off, I'd like to start off by saying that this resolution says that all public secondary schools and their plan didn't have anything to do with the nation. They talked about individual districts, they talked about individual high schools, but they didn't talk about the nation. Is there going to be some sort of federal government plan that provides funding to schools to support condoms? Because so far, their plan has no nationwide aspect. They also, secondary schools are defined as schools in between elementary and college level. Therefore, they encompass children in grade 11 all the way down to 6th grade. Are we going to start giving condoms to children at age 11? Would you give your 11-year-old brother in 6th grade a condom? I wouldn't. That's what the affirmative plan calls for. Secondly, I don't know if you all know this, but there is a large quantity of different types of quality of condoms. If every school across the nation were to begin supplying condoms to their students, how costly would this be? And how would students know that their school was giving them the best quality of condom available? What happens if a student using a school-provided condom gets an STD? Who's liable? I'll tell you who's liable. The school is. You can send out as many waivers and contracts as you like, but if a student gets an STD because a certain high school wasn't using quality condoms, that student's going to sue the school. Going off that point, what happens to less privileged public schools with lower budgets? Do they get worse condoms than wealthier schools? Even though condoms do not cost very much individually, if we're talking about supplying every public secondary school in the entire nation with condoms, this is going to get costly. And in a time where other programs are being cut, how can you justify this expense? Also, I'm going to steal one of Jill's quotes because she said the U.S. Department of Education's mission statement is to promote student achievement. It doesn't say to promote student access to condoms. It says access, as in access to public education throughout the nation. And they talked about the Bronx, how it has an incredibly high rate. There are a lot of Planned Parenthoods and CVS's in the Bronx, so it's obviously not the availability of condoms, it's education to use condoms. And I think Alan misquoted what he wanted to say, so I'm going to clarify something for you guys. They said 418 schools across the nation have their plan in it. According to the CDC, that's only 7% of schools in the entire nation already distribute condoms. So their facts about it changing the STD rates is a very minor factor, and the rest of it is due to education. So, to conclude, think about what we're talking about here today. We're not talking about whether or not STDs are prevalent. We're not talking about whether or not condoms are effective at preventing STDs. We're talking about whether public schools, every public school in the entire United States, should give condoms to their students. And we at the Negative feel like that this would be incredibly impractical and undesirable because it would just violate everything that schools stand for, because schools are there to educate students, and that's it. So vote for education, vote for morality, vote Negative.